everyone, it's Sarah from Eastern Regional Libraries bringing you a Boredom Buster craft, and this one's a really fun one and a little bit trickier than our usual Boredom Buster crafts because it's a special school holiday one. So I hope you enjoy making it. And this is what we're going to be doing. We're making an infinity cube, which is actually 8 little cubes all put together. But when you move it all around like this, it will keep folding forever, and that's why it's called an infinity cube. So it's a little bit like a Rubik's Cube with a spin on it, and it's fantastic because you're making it yourself, and it's really easy to make with not many things needed. Okay, so what we will need though is just 6 sheets of plain normal A4 copy paper, but in 6 different colours. Now, the colours I've used, and it might make it easier to follow along, are red, yellow, pink, green, orange and blue. But of course you can choose whichever colours you want. We need some sticky tape, a ruler, pencil and scissors, and that's literally all you need. So to start with, we need to cut up little squares of paper that are 4 centimetres by 4 centimetres. So for each sheet or each colour paper, we need 8 squares. So what I did was I put all the sheets together on top of each other to make it easier to cut, so you're not cutting each individual sheet. So I put all the sheets on top of each other and did a strip that was 4 centimetres. So I did a couple of those, and then each of these I cut into 5 4 centimetre cubes. So that's how we ended up with our pile of cubes like this. Now, to fold, this is where we start getting a little bit tricky. So for each square of paper, we need to fold it in half and open it again. And then we fold each edge back into that half crease like this. Now, I'm sorry, my fingers are in the way. So can you see how I've done that? We've got our fold in the middle like that, and then I've folded that edge to the middle, and I'll do the same on the other side. Like that. So then you've got your 2 edges folded into the middle. Now we turn it around and we do exactly the same thing. So we fold it in half here, open it up, and then fold the edges into themselves like that. So then you end up, and we're just going to unfold those so it looks like almost a U shape. That's what we get when we're finished. Can you see that? So what you have to do is do that for all of our 8 squares of each colour. So you'll end up with all of the squares folded like this. Okay, let's try folding another one of those squares of paper just so you're really clear on how to do it. So we fold the square in half one way, then open it up, and then we fold this edge in towards that fold in the middle and fold it, and then we turn it around and do exactly the same on this other edge. So fold it in towards that middle crease that we made. So you end up with our crease down the middle, and then you've folded both edges in towards that middle crease. Now we do the same, but we're turning it around. We're folding those 2 edges together like that, and then opening it up. So we've got a crease in the middle, and then we're folding the 2 edges into that middle crease. But this time we're bringing them back up, so you end up with a little U shape, and that's what we need for all of our squares. They all need to be folded into that little U shape. Okay, now that you've done all the folding, so we folded all of the squares of paper, and that does take a little bit of time. So you might want to do that over a few days, just a little bit each day. Just make sure you don't lose any of them. And you might want to get a friend to help, or mum and dad as well. Now we can start putting the cubes together, and we need to make 8, remember our 8 different cubes to put our infinity cube together. So we need to do this in a specific order. So first we're going to take a pink one and then grab a red one, and that is going to sit on top of that flap of the pink one. Now, rotating the cube away from you, then we're going to slot the next colour in, which is blue. So we grab a blue one and they go in alternating order like that. Now again, rotating away from you like that. We're going and still trying to hold it. It's a little bit of a tricky thing to do. And we just slot the yellow one in now. And then rotate it around again, away from you. And we're going to do the green one. All right, and now that leaves us one spot left for the orange. So we'll grab the orange one. Slot that side in, and then we'll slot this side in. And when we've finished putting our cube together, we are going to put a little bit of tape on it to keep them together. So just pull that one out and see if we can pop that one in there. There we go. So there is our cube. And as I said, just to make sure it keeps it all together, we're just going to put a couple of bits of tape on a couple of the sides, just to keep them together so that none of the sides come apart while you're trying to put together your infinity cube. I'll just do a few sides like this. Maybe you might want to do 4 pieces of sticky tape. Now the sticky tape as well can't be wider than your sides of your cube. So just keep that in mind. It needs to be less in width than the sides of your cube. So I've stuck that one together, and there we go. So you've got one cube. You need to do that exactly the same process for all 8 cubes. Okay, let's make another cube just so you're really clear on how to do it. So remember, we start with the pink one, and we have one of the flaps sitting flat, I suppose, like that. And we put one of the red ones on top of that flap. And then holding those two together, we rotate it round away from us, and we add in a blue one. But the blue one will go this way this time. And then we rotate it round away from us again. And this time we need the yellow one, and the yellow one will sit this way this time. And then, oops, have to be really delicate with this part. Then we come round and do the green one, and the green one will sit in that slot there, and then come and sit over there. And then we've got one spot left for the orange one. We'll pop that in, one side of the orange one, and just trying to hold it all together with one hand while you're slotting the pieces in with your other hand. And as I said, you might need a little bit of help. And there you go. So there's our second cube, and we'll put some tape on that just like we did with the first one. So the idea is that you've got to make all 8 cubes up in exactly that same way, so they will all fold properly and all the colours will be right. Okay, so happy folding. Okay, now that you've popped all your 8 cubes, you've constructed all of them together, we need to lay them out in a pattern. And we want the green side up and the pink to the outside. So I'll show you what I mean. So green and pink. green and pink. And so we've got green on top, and then down this side and down this side, oops, is pink. So that's the format that you want it to be in. Now, the first step we need to do to construct the infinity cube together, get a bit of sticky tape, and you want to stick the top two green ones together like that. So I'm just going to grab one of them and sticky tape the other. And you want to give a tiny, tiny bit of room, not much though, together. So you can see that those two are taped together like that. Then what you need to do is flip them over so that you're taping the other side of the hinge, if that makes sense. So we want to put a bit of sticky tape now on the orange side, and it's literally just reinforcing the hinge. So you've got it there, pushed it in and turned it around, and tape on the other side of the hinge so the hinge is reinforced. So what we're going to end up with is that one there, and then we're going to do the same, exactly the same step with the bottom two. So we're going to put a bit of tape on the top like that, just straight across the top, and then we want to reinforce the other side of the hinge. So we put it in together and turn it round, and it will be the two orange squares that we want to then reinforce with a bit more tape. Okay, now we've reinforced those hinges, we want to put it back so that the green is up and the pink is to the outside, the two outside. And what we want to do is pick them all up together as a clump and turn them over so one of the pink sides is facing up. And what we want to do is tape the top two ones together and the bottom two ones together, similar to what we did in our other one. So we're going to tape them together like that, and then we're going to reinforce, so tape the other side of that hinge. So we undo it like this and tape along there, which is the other side of that hinge. And then we can put it back in the same way that we had it. So that's the top one done. Now we're going to do the same with the bottom two. So tape across there, and then we're going to reinforce the hinge on the other side. Tape it on there, and then we're going to unfold it like this and around, and then tape across there, which is just the other side of that hinge. All right, and then we're going to pop them all back in the correct order. All right, now the next step is, now that we've taped the two pinks on this side, we're going to turn the whole lot over and do exactly the same step for the pink ones on this side. So tape the top two together, then the bottom two together, and then tape the opposite side where the hinge is. So we'll start with these top two. So we're just going to tape those two together. I might hold them like that. And tape those two together like that. And now we need to unfold it and tape the other side of that hinge. And that's what the sticky tape is. It's just a hinge for our infinity cube. So we've done that now, so that all of those four are taped together, and we're going to do the same with this one here. So tape the two pinks together, and then we need to do the opposite side. So we need to unfold it like this and here and tape across to reinforce that hinge there. There we go. So now what we need to do with our pink together. So we'll stand them up again on the sides with the pink. So all the green are on one side and all the blue are on the other side. And oops, and around the wrong way. There we go. So we've got pink down each side, all green on one side and all blue on the other side. Now the very last step we need to do is tape the middle two blue on each side. So those two and those two. And then our infinity cube. So you don't want the tape overlapping to the end ones, just the two middle ones. And now your infinity cube is together. So as you can see, can you see? There we go. And it keeps going, and that's why they call it an infinity cube, because it will keep folding and folding for as long as you want to do it. I really hope you have fun doing this project over the school holidays. As I said, it will take you a little bit of time, but I think you'll have fun with it, and it's a great thing you can do with your friends or your family. And we'd love to see pictures of your completed infinity cubes. And just keep an eye out on our Facebook page for some more Boredom Busters that are infinity projects, because they're really fun to do. I hope you have a great school holidays, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.